you?
Good, good, good. It is a pleasure to speak with you both. So, for those who don't know, Mr. Rick Hardy and Miss Sasha the Diva, tell us a little bit about how this specific working relationship began, because I know that you guys basically came from two different locations and then, decided to transition. To tell us a little bit about this journey and how this came about.
Well, we had both worked in different markets prior to Atlanta, and I once worked in Atlanta. So Sasha knew of my skill set. I knew of her skill set. And simply, Sasha called me, sent me a text, and tell her the rest.
And we've both been in the industry for a very long time, and we were both working for the same company in different markets doing afternoon drive. And I have always wanted to do syndication, and so did Rick Hardy. And I had a conversation with someone who is in syndication, who is off the chain. And I kind of told him what I wanted to do. So he gave me a little game plan of, suggestions of what I needed to do. And I said,
who do I want to work with? She had a few choices before she chose me, but Sasha does this thing where she has a little chart. She narrows everyone down to, okay, this is how I'm going to choose. So I won the chart.
Can I tell you, though, it needs to be several things. He has the same background that I have. That means those humble beginnings. We did not start at the top, so we get it. The interning, working for nothing, working in different cities to grow in the industry. And he was very good at what he was doing. Yeah. Along with that, he was good looking. Okay, it's called branding and all of it counts. All right, and he had an amazing voice. So I was like, Rick and Sasha. That was nice. Actually, I was saying Sasha and Rick.
I knew it.
So I sent him a quick email, text. I can't remember. We got on the telephone after we were on air that afternoon, and we talked for about 45 minutes, and it was like, yep, let's do it.
It was really like the text was as simple as, hey, boo, this is Sasha the Diva. When are you free? I was like, I get off at 7. She's like, so do I. Call me. So we text and we called her, and she said, hey, this is Sasha Diva. I said, I know who you are. I knew she was a successful radio talent in Atlanta, and she's worked in other markets. And she said, hey, I want to do syndication. I want to do it with you. I was like, all right, well, let's do this. I mean, you're in Atlanta. I'm in Miami. Through technology, we found a way to record ourselves to make us sound like we were live to make the demo. So when we did that, just so happened that my friend Gary Bernstein was coming to Miami, the following week, and he said, "Hey Rick, I'm in town. Let's meet up," because Gary is the deal maker. He makes things happen, and he'd been talking to me about this for years. Hey, you should do this. You should do it. So finally, it made sense to me after I made this demo. He said, "What are you up to?" Well, funny you ask. I made a demo with Sasha Diva. She's in Atlanta. And then he heard the demo. He was completely blown away. I got up from the table and left Gary at the table with my wife while they talked. I called Sasha on the phone in the restroom. I said,
he was in the bathroom.
Yeah. I said, Sasha, I'm meeting with Gary Bernstein. This guy is the playmaker. He makes it happen. This man put Ricky Smiley on. Yep. He put Donnie McClurkin on. I mean, the list goes on and on. Sasha.
I was like, do it. Just make it happen.
Yeah. So I came back all cool, calm, and collected. All right, Gary, I had some stuff in my hand. I had to get it up. I probably exaggerated that part, though. But I did come back cool and calm. And then Gary said, hey, I'll be in Atlanta. I should meet Sasha.
He was on the plane the next day waiting for me in a hotel lobby for a meeting after I got on air. And we sat and talked for a couple of hours, and that was the beginning of the partnership with Rick and Sasha.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
And one thing we learned with Gary is that if you say you're going to make it happen, there are steps. You have to get up and make it happen. You cannot wait for anyone, because if guess what? While you're waiting, that next hungry person is going to take your place.
Yep.
We traveled from Atlanta to New York and back and forth, and a bunch of paperwork, a lot of demos, practicing over and over again and getting to know one another. I mean, we saw each other maybe what.
Well, we
during that
saw each
period?
other while we were traveling,
Yeah.
but then he would be back in Miami and I was back in Atlanta,
Yeah.
and so we wasn't seeing each other. And actually, we only did one demo.
Yeah.
We did one demo.
And I think we up until the time we got signed, we probably had only seen each other like 3 times.
Taylor, everything happened in less than 5 months.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. A few meetings and seen each other 3 times. And really, the 3 times were the first time we met ever in life.
Yep.
You know, we saw each other in pictures.
Right.
You know, I knew of her success, she knew of mine. And you know, success is never easy in the beginning. We had a few bumpy roads, and you know, Sasha being Sasha the Diva,
I cussed him
she
out.
don't play that. You know, I found out quickly, but you know, through that, it made me respect her and love her even more as a partner. And you know, me not being perfect, thinking I was perfect. You know, I learned quickly that I'm not through Sasha, but that's what made, you know, our chemistry work. And from that day on, it was, you know, let me go back though. After being together, traveling back and forth for what, 5 months? Tell them what happened.
Then I got to tell you, when we went to this meeting in New York and we had the big dogs at the table, I almost wanted to TT on myself. Because I knew right then, I knew it was going to happen, and it happened exactly when it was supposed to happen for us. And Rick was also in negotiations with Cox to sign an additional deal for him.
Yeah.
And he walked away from that in the midst of this happening, because if he would have signed the deal, it would have been no opportunity for us to do this now.
Yeah.
And I was still on radio. So he took the step of faith to say, I don't want it, and he did this with me while I was still at the radio station with Cox in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So journey is real. It was a lot of sacrificing, but here we are, and we're blessed. We really are.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's wonderful. So, you know, you guys spoke of like having that hunger, having the practice, the chemistry, and the hard work outside of, you know, the radio station. I've noticed that you two individually are just very lively and hardworking people. So what does it take for people or for you to be this amazing radio host, amazing personality, amazing person in general, and just to keep this energy up despite everyday things that happen?
I mean, really knowing that someone turns 21 every day. They're legal. They're going to school. They're getting out of school. They're already part of the new trend. I mean, knowing that, we know that, you know, to keep what we have to go the extra mile. We have to work harder. I always give the analogy, you have 3 great people with 3 great voices. Who gets the job? Because if they sound the exact same, who gets the job? It's the one who works the hardest. And with us, we've learned to work hard. I mean, you know, me, you know, not just doing the radio, voiceover, I've done so many other things, but almost everything I put my mind to, I've accomplished. And with Sasha being an astute and successful businesswoman, I mean, you have done so well outside of radio.
Well, I own several businesses, and let me tell you something. You can call it what you want to call it. I chase the money, okay? I love money. And it's called hustle. I'm a hustler, okay? I'm a hustler. So I work hard. I make no excuses. I do what I have to do to make it happen. No one's giving me anything.
Right.
So I think with us both being like that, we respect that game with each other.
Yeah. And one thing, you know, with what Sasha does and what she does on the radio, it was always hard for me to really, I guess, respect someone that I work if they didn't bring anything to the table. But with Sasha, you know, I've learned so much. I've learned that, hey, you don't always have to be so perfect. It's okay to be transparent and natural. It's okay to even mess up sometimes. Although I'm still going to be myself, but I learned that even through that, the one thing I learned the most is to accept people for who they are. And Sasha's well respected, and that only compliments me. That complements what we do. I feel that if Sasha is successful, I'm going to be successful,
and I feel the same way.
And that's the way I feel about it. So we work. When you look at all the other, I guess duos out there, there's so many people trying to compete against one another. I mean, we just know we concede. We know when to back up. Yeah, at first it was like, I'm going to talk. No, I'm going to talk. Now it's like, you go ahead and talk. We're good.
I'm fine. Just go ahead.
we trust one another. We trust one another, and we know that the end result is success. And that's it. She trusts me to go hard. I trust her to go hard. And we're going to do whatever we have to do to represent Rick and Sasha.
Wow. Okay. So through all of this hustling, I should say, what has been the most difficult and best part of your journey so far?
Our journey or journey in radio?
Journey individually and in radio.
Okay, so individually for me would be not time with my family because I had to put so much to get myself through school, interning, working, making no money to really get into the game. So being such a young mom, I had to leave my son behind and be raised by my parents so I could make a life for myself and come back and get him. So for me, through the long journey has been family. During the short journey with Rick and I, it's building your team and those different personalities and making sure our team is tight. Rick and I are good. I mean, no one can ever come between us. But as you're building and you're dealing with so many different personalities, that can be a challenge. And just working through those challenges, but that comes with it. That's what I have.
Yeah, same here. I mean, you have to be so solid that not even your spouses can come between you.
Nope.
So when it comes to radio, we know what we're doing. We don't let anyone get between that. For me, my beginning mirrors Sasha's beginning. With children having to move away. But as I got older and I got into this situation with Sasha, I had to leave Miami now. I was just started I put a house on contract to build a house, having my first home with my wife, us having a first home together. That was difficult, starting that contract and then turning down a job that say, hey, we want to give you 3 more years here. I left a lot of money on the table, but I knew that something would come of this. And, I was just getting my court-ordered with my daughter Zion to see her, consistently every Wednesday and every other weekend. That's all I was allowed to. If it were up to me, I would have her every day of my life. But just getting so used to taking Wednesdays off, recording my Wednesday show, recording my Saturday show, and spending that day. That was so important to me that I took the day off on my weekday job. They allowed me to do that because I wanted to build that relationship with my daughter. We call it Wednesdays. As opposed to Wednesdays, we call it Wednesdays because it's every Wednesday. And that was so tough. She's only 9 years old. And she's actually 8 going on 9. She'll be 10 this year. But with that, so it hurt my heart. But I knew that if you want something badly, you have to take risks. And part of the risk is making sure that her future is secure. This was my last-ditch effort to do something that I've always wanted to do with someone who's great that's going to, help both of us get where we want to go. My wife, she had her own law firm, and she pretty much stopped doing that to support my dream, to help build my media company, Rick Party Media, with that. So she handles all of that stuff. So she leaving her mom behind who has bone cancer at 84 years old, my mother who has stage 4 brain cancer, and I'm not able to travel as much to see her. If it was up to me, I'd be everywhere at one time. But, you can't. Every mother says, you know what, son, this is your dream. Follow your dream. dream, you have children. I listen to my mom when I don't want to listen. It's tough, but I know
Mhm.
this is really for the betterment of what we're doing and the betterment of our futures and our families. And sometimes you have to take risks in life, and this is one that you have to take.
Yeah. You all are truly an inspiration. Really, really are.
Thank you.
So, switching gears a little bit, let's talk about Real People, Real Radio. So,
Yes.
you guys are amazing. So,
Thank you.
for those who haven't listened to Rick and Sasha yet, but really need to, what makes your show one of the best shows out here?
What you just said, and just so you know, Atlanta will be one of our new markets starting on April the
Whoop, whoop.
1st. So we'll send you the list of all our markets.
We can't tell you the station yet.
No, we can't tell you the station.
All right.
But I'm very transparent, and I think that's what's lacking out there. A lot of times you listen to radio, you hear all the glam, and there's nothing wrong with glam. But, we're kind of regular folks, too. I mean, we have families, we have businesses, our husbands, and, they have their careers. We have children issues.
Mhm.
You don't have a husband, thank God. But we just have everyday situations, and every time people look at us, all they can see is, oh, my God, they're fabulous. Oh, my God, they make money. Oh, my God, I want to be like them. But, oh, my God, I'm tired, okay? I need to take wig off, take a shower, and lay my ass down because my husband then drove me crazy. My son is pissing me off, and Rick is going to make me knock his head off. We have days like everybody else, and we want to speak with you about what we're going through, along with what you're going through, and we share together.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're real people. Just like you said. I mean, that part. We're real people. We talk about our everyday lives. I've discussed my mother's illness. Sasha discusses her son losing her father. Everything that goes on in our lives. We want people to know that, hey, we're just like you. Just because we're on the radio, we're no different than you are. We just followed our dreams, and you can do the same exact thing. The real radio part is this is how radio used to be. People were open, they were transparent, and the fact that we are real people who love real radio. This is all we've done, and with that, it's like you can't lose. I mean, people won't buy from someone they can't believe. They don't buy from people who are all made up, who are selling them this little miracle pill or this miracle water. You have to show them why it's real, and you show them by giving them an example of who you are, by being transparent with them. And because we are that, people believe us. It makes us real, and that's really the premise of where Real People, Real Radio comes from. I mean,
and Taylor, I make mistakes every day, girl. I'm terrible with saying people's names, okay? And I'm really okay with it. I'm terrible on giving political news, okay? I'm not really up on that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm sharing that with the listeners.
Right.
This morning we were talking about it's hard. Some people have a hard time working with coworkers. We shared that we are having that same issue here with us, and opening.
Well, it's not us though.
No, it's not Rick and I, because I told you I was not his. But people share their situations too, and we're making it more where you hear their voices. Because for me, I was getting tired of always hearing the radio personality's perspective. That's cool. I get that part, but we need to hear from our family members, which is our listeners. We need to hear their voices more.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys already told us you are coming to an Atlanta station. You don't, like you said, you can't tell me. But what is next for you two individually? Do you guys have any upcoming projects, any movies, books? What's going on?
Well, as you may or may not know, Sasha is not only just a business owner, she's also a successful best-selling author. Also an executive producer for television. We are working on a reality show. That's part of what we're doing. I also do voiceover for many radio stations.
ESPN.
Also the network
Oh,
ESPN.
okay.
Yeah, it's Sports Center every day at 6 o'clock. That's me. That I was the voice of BET, and I do voiceover outside of that, and just
Yes.
just so many other things. But other than all of those things that we do, of course, what's on the table is us building a foundation, to help people in the community. I mean,
And our
yeah.
Rick and Sasha's radio and television boot camp, where we started seeing people who wanted to get in the industry like us. They're coming out of school and don't have a damn clue.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to teach radio and television through our camp for people who aspire to do what we're doing.
Yeah, and we cannot forget Divas Diamonds, the World Tour,
Yeah.
where Sasha will be having her women's conference, talking to women all over the world.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a whole lot of stuff, Rick and
Yeah.
Sasha.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started. We're only 2 months in, but it almost feels like we've been doing it like forever.
Should we be talking about our concert tour now? Yes.
Oh, can we talk about our concert tour?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
So
of course.
we have a concert tour where we're going to be hitting all of our markets. We will be broadcasting from those markets and opening for those shows. Now we can't say what show it is
Or the major sponsor.
or the
Yeah.
sponsor, but that's going to be kicking off sometime this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just something that's going to really grow into
Yeah.
hopefully something that's like just
Something we
the
do all the
concert
time.
of the year.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, guys. You guys have a lot going on. Congratulations. This is amazing, and I'm so honored to be speaking with you.
Thank
So
you.
for our question of the day, what makes you impeccable?
Ricky?
I think what makes us impeccable is that we're transparent and we put people before ourselves. I think, we're all here for a purpose, and that's to help other people. Other people, like Sasha said, people are always talking about what they have and what they do, but I believe humility comes in putting someone before you. If you've got a nickel and they need 4 cents, and that leaves you with a penny, give them that nickel.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get that 4 cents somewhere. We believe that everything that we have is not just given to us. We worked for it, and we know it's a gift from God, and that's what makes us impeccable.
And we take no shit, okay? we take no shit, okay?
Yeah.
Because a lot of time, I won't say this for Rick because we play good cop, bad cop too. I can be a puppy, but I can be that pit bull too. Because a lot of times in the industry with women can be, walked over, and
Yeah.
I'm not that girl. I'm very strong. I have strong opinions, and you will hear my voice. And if it's something that I want to do, I will do it. And if it's something that I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So with what Rick said and what I said, that's what makes us impeccable.
And when you listen to the show, you may recognize that, sometimes when we're talking, Sasha may go off and she's just talking about something. But when times you don't hear me, that's me being a listener. It's like I feel like I'm part of the audience because her story is it's so moving, it's so inspirational, and those are the stories and those are the words that people need to hear. And I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm humbled to be working with somebody like her.
And I feel the same way, and we're like brothers and sisters. We have spouses that know each other, and they get along. We are a family, but do understand we have our days.
That's right. Yeah. And all those good things I said about you, I want to see my check in the mail. Mail it to...
Hell no.
But no, I mean, and she really is